The 2027 Ford Ranger is arriving as the midsize pickup that's giving every competitor a legitimate reason to panic. If you've been shopping for a truck that delivers real performance without pushing you into full-size territory in terms of size, fuel costs, or price, the Ranger is about to prove that trade-off no longer exists. It is reaching 60 miles per hour faster than the Toyota Tacoma, towing more, and doing it all from a starting price that keeps thousands of dollars in your pocket. Powerful engines. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to the Ranger's powertrain lineup. Ford is going to offer the 2027 Ranger with two distinct engine options, and both are competitive in their own right. The base setup is a turbocharged 2.3-liter four-cylinder rated at 270 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque, paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission. Buyers on this engine are going to have a choice: rear-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, which adds flexibility for different use cases. Getting to 60 miles per hour in 6.2 seconds is a strong result for a mid-size pickup on four cylinders. A lot of truck buyers aren't shopping for a sports car. They're shopping for something that can handle real loads without breaking a sweat on the highway. The four-cylinder is going to deliver on that front, with a tow rating of up to 7,500 pounds, a number that clears the Toyota Tacoma's 6,500-pound ceiling without needing the bigger engine. For most buyers who tow a boat, a utility trailer, or a small camper on weekends, that's everything they actually need. But there's a step above that for buyers who want more urgency behind the wheel. The twin-turbocharged 2.7-liter V6 is going to be available, and it changes the character of the truck in a meaningful way. Output climbs to 315 horsepower. That V6 is already pushing the Ranger into territory that used to require a full-size truck, but Ford didn't stop there. Because what happens when you take that same platform, strip away every remaining limit, and build a truck purely for performance? That's exactly where we're going next. Raptor. The Ranger Raptor is what happens when Ford engineers stop holding back. Every dimension of the standard truck gets taken further here, starting under the hood, running through the suspension, and extending to the structure and the purpose behind every design decision. Power is going to come from a 3.0-liter twin-turbocharged V6, producing 405 horsepower, a number that justifies the Raptor's standing as the class benchmark. But raw output alone doesn't tell the full story of what makes this truck different. Anyone who's pushed a standard pickup onto rough terrain knows the feeling. The body starts bouncing, the wheels lose contact with the ground, and suddenly the truck that felt capable on the road is struggling to stay composed at moderate speed. The Raptor's Fox Live Valve semi-active shock absorbers are specifically engineered to eliminate that problem, adjusting in real time to changing terrain, keeping the suspension working and the tires planted regardless of what's happening underneath. Combined with a wider body, which accommodates a significantly broader track, stability at speed is going to be in a different class entirely from anything else in the segment. Ford's terrain management system is going to be standard, with selectable drive modes that include a Baja mode calibrated for open desert running. An electronic locking rear differential is part of the package, along with heavy-duty skid plates protecting critical underbody components. Approach, departure, and breakover angles are all meaningfully better than the standard Ranger. Starting at around $59,000, the Raptor carries a premium, but every dollar of it is accounted for in the engineering. What's just as important, though, is that all this capability doesn't come at the cost of comfort, because the interior this truck is going to offer is something most buyers in this segment simply won't expect. Well-built interior. There's a common assumption that work trucks prioritize function over finish. The 2027 Ranger is going to challenge that assumption across every trim level. Quality materials, thoughtful ergonomics, and purposeful storage are all going to be part of the standard experience, not features saved for top-spec builds. Most people don't think about interior storage until the day they're driving with a coffee cup on the seat, a phone sliding around the dash, and nowhere sensible to put their sunglasses or a pair of work gloves. It sounds minor, but it's the kind of thing that defines how much you actually enjoy being in a truck every day. Ford has paid attention to it. The Ranger's cabin is going to feature multiple dedicated storage cubbies, a traditional glove box, a hidden second glove box above it, an open shelf in the dash, large door pockets, and underseat bins in the rear. In testing, the Ranger accommodated 13 carry-on suitcases with the rear seat folded flat. That's a practical result few rivals can match. Material quality exceeds expectations for the class. Soft-touch surfaces appear in key contact areas, and overall fit and finish is solid throughout the cabin. Front seats are comfortable with good support for longer drives, and the driving position is well considered. Controls fall naturally to hand. Physical HVAC controls are staying in place rather than being folded into a touchscreen menu, which is a practical choice that pays off every single day. The second row is going to offer adequate space for most adult passengers, with the typical segment limitations for taller riders. The overall impression is of a cabin built for people who actually spend time inside their truck, not just a space that photographs well in a brochure. And once you look past the physical design, there's a technology package underneath it all that makes the Ranger even harder to ignore. Technology. Standard infotainment is going to be a 10.1-inch touchscreen running Ford Sync 4 software. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are both standard, along with an 8.0-inch digital gauge cluster and lower trims. The Lariat steps that display up to 12.4 inches, a noticeably richer layout, while an optional 12.0-inch center screen is available on the XLT and above. Hitching and maneuvering a trailer alone is one of the more frustrating experiences in truck ownership. Without a second set of eyes, what should take 2 minutes can turn into a 15-minute back and forth in a parking lot. Ford's Advanced Towing Plus technology package is going to be available and handles that problem directly, bringing integrated trailer brake control, trailer profiles, sway control, and a 360-degree camera system that gives the driver a complete view around the truck and along the trailer during hookup and backing. For audio, the base setup is a 6-speaker stereo with an optional upgrade to a 10-speaker Bang & Olufsen system that represents a significant step up in output and clarity. Wi-Fi hotspot connectivity is available for buyers who need to stay connected at job sites or during longer trips. A strong technology package matters, but it only goes so far if the truck can't keep you safe on the road, and the 2027 Ranger safety story is one that deserves its own chapter. Safety. Automated emergency braking is going to be standard across the entire lineup, monitoring for vehicles and pedestrians and intervening faster than a driver can react in an emergency situation. From the XLT upward, Ford's Copilot 360 package is going to be standard equipment, adding blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, and lane keeping assist to the base offering. Spending time on long highway stretches, especially on a return trip at the end of a work week, can wear a driver down faster than most people realize. Fatigue behind the wheel is a real factor, and available adaptive cruise control with stop-and-go capability addresses it directly, managing speed and following distance automatically and reducing the workload on extended drives. Front parking sensors and lane centering assist round out the available package for buyers who want additional support in daily use. Release date and price. The 2027 Ford Ranger is going to arrive later this year, and Ford is keeping pricing close to the current model. The base XL is about to start in the mid-$35,000 range, with the XLT following shortly behind. The Lariat is going to land in the mid to upper $45,000 range depending on options. Price increases over the current model are going to be minimal. Ford has been deliberate about holding the value proposition in place, and that approach is going to keep the Ranger well positioned in a segment where buyers are watching every dollar. The Raptor, as covered, is going to carry a starting price near $59,000, which is a premium the performance and capability fully support. The 2027 Ford Ranger is arriving as one of the most well-rounded midsize pickups on the market. Two strong engine options that outrun the class, a Raptor variant that takes the platform to a completely different level, a cabin that exceeds what buyers typically expect at this price point, technology that covers both daily use and serious work applications, and a 5-star safety rating backing all of it up. Ford is keeping the pricing close to the current model, which means the value equation stays firmly in the Ranger's favor. In a segment that's more competitive than it's ever been, this truck is arriving with answers for nearly every objection, and that's exactly why competitors are losing sleep. The 2027 Ford Ranger will certainly be one of the best options in the segment, but it's not like key rivals are doing nothing. They're getting important updates as well, particularly the next year's Jeep Gladiator, which you can check out in our next video. Besides traditional values, it will now also be offered with a massive 392 V8 engine, making it the most exotic midsize truck you can buy today.